For years, I thought I was pushing myself to become the best version of me. That was partially true, but it took me a long time to realize that I was entering almost every aspect of my life from a place of scarcity. And the scary part was, I wasn't even realizing it. The most expensive thing the scarcity mindset cost me wasn't even money. It was my health, my peace of mind, and the way I make life choices. Because when you operate from a position of scarcity, you spend your time overcompensating for a deficiency that may not even exist. Hi everyone, it's Gabby and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I will talk about how scarcity mindset quietly shows up and can affect your mind, your body, and your life choices, and how it keeps you stuck without you even realizing it. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. What does it mean to live from a position of scarcity? Let's start here, procrastination. We're all guilty of it. We all leave tasks for later when we'll become more motivated or be in a better mood. I always wondered what caused me to procrastinate or to avoid starting off any project. On the one hand, I have ADHD, so for those of you who are neurodivergent, you know what it's like to wait for that dopamine hit to get started and get that motivation going. Aside from my ADHD, there was also perfectionism in my case. People with perfectionistic tendencies tend to procrastinate a lot out of fear of falling short. But you know, underneath the ADHD and the perfectionism, there was something else entirely that caused me to procrastinate even in areas of life that I really enjoy. Typically, I would delay starting a task or make the process extra difficult. Or the task or project would feel very boring to me and demotivating instead of bringing me any joy. And that's for things that I actually liked. And I wondered, how can that happen with activities that I genuinely enjoy and like? There is a mindset that many of us have, and it is very deeply ingrained, and it's really hard to catch because it shows up silently. And I had no idea how much it was affecting me, my body, my ability to focus, even my health. I uncovered it when it actually started affecting my health for real. So for years, I confused ambition with scarcity. I thought they were the same thing, and it turns out there is a big difference. To enter life from a position of scarcity means that you're already compensating for a deficiency or a lack, and that is before you even started. It happens on a subconscious level, it's not intentional, it's not on purpose, which is what makes it so much harder to spot. So how does it show up? When you're walking into a situation with a limiting belief that you're behind, not enough, or missing something. And from that moment on, every action you take becomes an attempt to catch up. And when you start overcompensating and catching up, you're officially operating from a position of lack or from a position of scarcity. You're sort of overcompensating for a deficiency that doesn't exist, but you're treating it as if it's real. So you're starting 2 steps behind. Ambition comes from curiosity. So you will recognize it by being curious and more excited about where you're going and what you're about to do. When it's scarcity talking, you work really hard because you're terrified of where you think you are. So you're not satisfied with your current place. Ambition is more so based on the idea that you have accepted where you currently are and you're excited to move forward. Usually you would enter into activities or tasks with a lot more ease and a lot less resistance. In my opinion, it's more a neutral level to be starting off at. Scarcity, on the other hand, is based on fear. You're sort of running away from something, terrified that you're already behind and you must overdo and overpush to catch up because the overdoing is the only way to actually silence the fear. It's not neutral, you're starting off at a negative position in the negative energy field. From the outside, they can look very, very similar, but the energy that you feel and you embody is actually completely different. Okay, I want to give you a real life example. You decide you will start working out. The intention behind it is very good. You know, you want to get fitter. But the thoughts going through your mind are like, I really don't like my body. Maybe I don't look good right now. I'm sort of becoming too skinny. I don't like the current shape. Or I see phrases now in Instagram and TikTok, sort of like skinny fat, which I really disapprove of. But the point is, the minute you walk into the gym, you enter the workout from the perspective of, I am already lacking something. I lack that body that I want. The shape I need is not near me. I don't have it, and yet there is another perspective of I need it. So I'm not satisfied with the current shape, but I need another one. So the issue is you embody the energy of I don't have this and I must work really, really, really hard to get it, to sort of compensate for my lack. In my opinion, this can go in two different ways. Number one, you absolutely exhaust your body to the maximum in this workout and you over-exercise. You push it to a breaking point, which causes resistance, and you don't find the gym pleasant at all. And by the way, this is all from first-hand experience. It's like I'm talking to my younger self. What else can happen? You can absolutely wreck your hormones, especially if you're a woman. You may cause yourself some autoimmune flares from over-exercising, thyroid issues, adrenal burnout. Why? Because you absolutely push that body to its limit, because that body wasn't enough to begin with. Or it can go a completely different way. You give up before you even started, because the energy you emit, one of lack, is actually very demotivating, and it can cause you to think that the result you want is so far away that it's too much of an effort to get there. You don't want to enter from a state of I really don't like myself or I'm not enough currently. You would be doing yourself a disservice, because you're telling your body and mind that you're already falling short. And you're also telling the universe, I don't have a good body currently, so I'll punish myself for not having it. And eventually you might end up getting that dream shape after some time, but you'll get it through immense struggle, exhaustion, and pain, and you won't enjoy the process at all. Here is a metaphor of entering something through scarcity. In track and field, the strongest qualifiers often get the most favorable lanes, the middle lanes, which are more advantageous to begin with. It's because they qualified well in previous rounds, and slower runners are given lanes that are less favorable. To operate from scarcity is like you show up to the race and you just go and voluntarily place yourself in the least favorable lane, behind everyone else, because you're convinced that you need to work twice as hard to catch up to the good lanes. And it's like you're walking onto the track and voluntarily placing yourself in the less favorable lane before the race even started, if that makes sense. Nobody put you there. You put yourself there, or I would put myself there. It's our own doing. Going back to our workout example, I didn't realize how in the past I was always exercising from a place of lack. I entered the gym or aerobics class thinking I really have to ace it today. I shouldn't let myself go easy because I can lose the current shape that I have. The issue was I was getting fitter and more shredded after every workout, and yet it was never enough. Come the next workout, I'd still give it 150%, still thinking if I don't ace it today, I will lose the results or I will lose the shape. So I must try even harder. That was a continuous thought process. So every minute of working out became an attempt to overcompensate for something. Well, you know what happened in the end? My body ended up paying the price for that. When you hear me saying I have to ace that workout today to avoid losing my shape, or I can lose the current shape, what is underneath this statement is not ambition. And many people think this is what ambition sounds like. It doesn't. It's not. And I really want you to listen up because this is very important. What I hear is, I'm afraid of losing what I already have. And do you see the fear and scarcity? So the underlying emotion behind the idea of overtraining is actually fear. And the limiting belief is, I am not good enough as I am. Now, I want to compare what I just said to how I try to enter my workouts currently. I always say to myself right now, first I pause and then I say, I'm here because I want to become stronger and healthier. This to me is driven by desire and it's rooted in growth. I'm exercising to become stronger. It has a positive plus sign connotation. The other ones that I used to tell myself were rooted in fear, in lack, in constant state of pressure. I was exercising because I was afraid of losing my shape, or because I didn't like that shape, and that had a negative connotation. Those are two completely different mindsets. The first mindset, the growth one, will allow us to gain the results and enjoy the workout and do it sustainably. The second mindset keeps us trapped in a constant state of pressure, because no matter how much progress we make and how much more fit we look, when the attention always stays fixed on the negative or what could be lost, on what can be taken away from you or what can be taken away from you or I stand to lose, this is exhausting for the mind, it's exhausting for the body and for the nervous system. Scarcity doesn't allow you to enjoy what you've built or where you're at because you're too busy worrying about losing it. You work harder than necessary, push harder. You sort of try to prove yourself over and over again. And eventually you exhaust yourself, not because the goal or intention was wrong, but because the energy behind it is one of lack, it's one of minus, it's something is missing or something is wrong with me. I want you to know that the scarcity mindset is not always self-generated. It can be absorbed from those around you, from your environment, through conversations, social media, marketing tactics. A big example is like walking into Sephora. So I walk in Sephora and I just want to get a mascara and get out of there because you know it's very crowded. And the salesperson stops me and like tells me, oh, I see that your skin has pores. Of course, normal skin has pores. I have pores, like normal skin is supposed to have pores. And of course, the issue is they give you the two products that will get rid of those pores. Okay, pause for impact. A, you can't get rid of pores because that's how natural skin is supposed to look. B, they're finding you a flaw just to sell you something. And I'm aware of that. The whole business of skincare, beauty industry, fashion, it feeds on us finding more and more flaws in ourselves. It's how the whole thing is engineered. It creates a problem first and then offers us a solution to sort that problem out. Don't get me wrong, I love skincare. I'm a skincare junkie. I love self-care. I love improving myself daily if possible, if I have the time. But I no longer improve myself from the belief that, you know, something is wrong with me. I need to compensate for that flaw. There's a huge difference to me between I want this because I enjoy it and I'm only doing this and I need this because I'm not enough. One comes from self-respect and self-love. The other comes from the position of I'm not enough and from the position of scarcity. So if you take one thing from this video, let it be this. Please start paying attention to the energy that you're bringing into a situation. So the next time you walk into a workout, a job interview, a relationship, or even a beauty salon, pause for a second and ask yourself, am I doing this because I genuinely want to grow? Am I doing this to improve my life? Or am I here because I'm trying to compensate for a flaw? That one question will reveal a lot. The second thing I want you to remember is that not every thought that enters your mind belongs to you. Not every standard that exists around you needs to become your standard. A lot of scarcity is actually absorbed from other people, from social media, from advertising, comparisons, and even the environment around us. The more you know yourself, the harder it becomes for someone else's fears, insecurities, and scarcity mindset to become your reality. And finally, number 3, if you catch yourself thinking, I'm behind, I'm lacking in something, I'm not enough, I really need to catch up. Please take a deep breath, take a moment and ask yourself, is this actually true? Or is it a story that I've been telling myself? Is this something that I've been repeating in my mind? Awareness is where change begins. You can't change a pattern that you don't recognize. And once you see it, you can start choosing differently. And I believe that's exactly where your healing starts. Because if you start asking questions about why am I thinking this right now, it can really help you to get aware of yourself and of your patterns and maybe how scarcity mindset manifests in you. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. In my next videos, I will really unpack the limiting belief of we're not good enough, which is wrong, and I'll deep dive into hidden patterns that keep us stuck. So make sure to subscribe, like the video, and click the notification bell if you'd like to continue this journey with me. And as always, it's been a privilege. Thank you so much.